want to feel like the love interest in a 90s movie that nobody's actually seen. The kind who wears florals with boots, takes long walks on the beach, or maybe just to the library with a book bag full of a novel that she's definitely going to finish this time. All we need is a dress, right? It's like, I don't know why I do this to myself. Somehow I have French seams on one side but not on the other. Doesn't that look beautiful? Look at the poofiness. Veering slightly into Disney princess. And someone's gonna look at this dress and be like, whoa, what a professional seamstress must have done this one. 3, 2, I don't know, something. Before I get started on this project, I'm going to do some exercises in my workbook. This is part of my How to Make a Dress Without a Pattern guide and workbook to kind of help you unlock where you want to go. And with this dress now, I have a vague idea what I want, but I'm not like there completely. The workbook comes with these paper dolls you can cut out, so you can kind of play and get a feel for what you want. And I realized that what I'm looking for in this dress is not really in these dolls or in these paper dolls. So I was like, you know what, I need to make a new version, which is like the thing to do when you're in that position. So here's the skirt. I'm picturing buttons all the way down, and the top goes something along these lines. When I picture my dream dress, what does it look like? And I'm picturing this now. This is my dream dress. I feel relaxed yet put together. And it will have buttons. It's like the question is, who do I want to be when I'm wearing this dress? There, I don't know, maybe buttons should start here. I think I'm just gonna go with a simple skirt shape. This is the fabric I'm using. Isn't it beautiful? It is a printed linen, 100% linen. I was also thinking that these buttons right here, I think would be beautiful next to this. Isn't that a nice combination? So this dress is probably the closest in cut as to what I want from this new dress. I made this one last year, and it's a fall dress. You know, I don't wear it in the summer. It's fine, but it's not great. The big thing to pay attention to is how this is split. So we have an area for the bust and we have an area for the waist. The big difference here is going to be that we're not going to have a band and the skirt is going to continue down. The other thing that is not great is that I think that this part here is actually a little too high up. I think it needs to come down just a little bit. Thinking, oh, this would make a beautiful linen robe. Don't you think? It's like, I don't know why I do this to myself. The more I start thinking about it, the more I realize just like what a huge project this is. There's so many things to think about. This has been in my mind for a while. I got this fabric a couple of weeks ago, and I have just been kind of like trying to figure out what I want. And I was like, buttons down the front, like that sounds fun, you know? Does it really? It sounds, but it just sounds beautiful, you know? It says I want a V-neck here. So I put this on and I'm just kind of how far down should it go, you know? So I find this to be quite useful when you're using your previous clothes to make new patterns, is you put them on and then you make adjustments. You get a piece of chalk and then you're like, well, this needs to go down like here. It looks different on the table than it looks on your body. And I think I want to have a cut here instead. And we're going to do a little extra, so we have a little extra fabric here for the gathers. I'm a little bit worried about the pattern and getting it to look right with all these cuts, but I mean, I could go a boring route and just do it like one piece of fabric down. I've been debating about that. Let's not do that. bad, right? See, look what I did now. I did a visible seam here. I should really redo that. See how much neater that is? Look at all these beautiful darts. Look at that. I just love that so much. Of course, now we have created this kind of angle here, so we might cut this. You know what I'm always kind of amazed at is how before you start something, it just feels rather overwhelming and there are a lot of parts to it. But then as soon as you start working on one part, you're like, well, this isn't so bad. Now I have something to work with, right? And this is looking rather good. Remember, since it's going to be buttons, we don't have to be as concerned with fit in terms of making it a little bit on the tighter side. Of course, it is annoying to have to unbutton every time. So maybe, you know. I'm just gonna say that we need maybe 4.5. But it's good to have a little extra. Let's just do a 6-inch band. So imagine we're gonna go like this. I feel like this is going rather smoothly, which is a very dangerous thing to say. Okay, I just kind of pinned this on now, like with the back, and I realized a couple things. It is so useful doing this. You know, stand in front of the mirror, pin things, and then you can see where things are drooping or whatever, where things are not quite crisp. So I realized that like there's like this is going down here a bit. So that's not like, I should tighten that up a little bit. So I'll make a marker there. I sewed it like 4 times, a little bit at a time, and it was drooping quite a bit. And then the other thing I did was to pin the back then in here and then make a mark exactly where the second piece should go on the back. I know for a fact that if I had just done this on the table, it would not have lined up perfectly on me, or things would have been gaping a little bit or been a little weird. So I'm really trying to be very patient here, not rush this, because I know that this fit right here is what's going to make the dress or not. And so far, you know, it's looking pretty good now, but it has taken me like an hour from the past clip, and you might not even be able to really see anything different. We want these seams here to line up. I was just taking a shower, thinking about the next step in this project, which is the skirt. And the skirt is not unlike just a gathered skirt, although I would really I'm really thinking about maybe doing it in the circle skirt format too, with buttons down. I would prefer that. I think that it's such a beautiful fall. I was planning to make a half circle skirt. Now, the one thing I just realized as I was in the shower is that that's not going to work for this one because of the fabric. So one of the best things about this dress is the fabric. It's so beautiful, right? We have this floral print. But imagine if you were trying to maintain the floral print, there's an up, there's a down, right? I wouldn't be able to do that while trying to make a half circle skirt because it's cut like at an angle. And of course I could do it, but then the floral pattern would be off. Let's simplify. Instead, we're going to do a gathered skirt, right? Rectangle, 2 rectangles, one for the front, one for the back. Think I want this dress to be a little bit longer than the skirt. Let's say we want it. And also think about how much fabric in the skirt do we really need widthwise. 25 inches. The bottom piece is 39. 30 for the front, 30 for the back, 31. Let's do 31. Doesn't that look beautiful? Wow. So where do I want my pocket? Because we're going to do inset pockets right there. Make this pocket a little more finished. So this is going to go like that. And we're going to line up this mark with this mark. For the front. Look how clean that looks. Beautiful seam here. And normally I would connect the other pocket to the other piece of fabric, to the back side, and then connect them all. But today we're doing things differently. And we're going to do something that just feels completely weird. Feels very, very weird. We're going to connect the wrong sides together. So we're going to sew around here. If you haven't figured out what I'm doing, I am trying to do French seam pockets and like the skirt also French seam. I thought that would be nice. So what is French seams? It's when you hide, you know how you can have raw edges, unless you do flat felt or something, when you turn something over twice. Well, this is kind of like where you hide it inside itself. I know. Sounds cool, huh? Okay, so we sewed all around here. Now let's put this. Should have trimmed a little better, but it's not bad. I guess the tricky thing now is attaching this correctly to the other piece. Not absolutely perfect, but we could trim this a little bit. I have the other piece of the skirt here. We're going to continue with the French seam method. We're going to put wrong sides together. And now we have the pocket here as well. And we're just going to sew a straight line. And then we're going to, turn it around and hopefully it will work out. It's a very interesting way of doing it. I'm not expecting perfection here, but it's looking pretty good. And then you can see underneath, look. Beautiful, huh? This turned out 8 out of 10, I'd say. 8 out of 10, not terrible, pretty good. Could be a little better. Somehow I have French seams on one side, but not on the other. I'm not sure how that happened. I have pretty much nailed together the skirt and the top. We do have to split the skirt in half, right? So let's kind of figure out where should it be cut straight in the middle. I'm not sure. A lot of nails on me. No nail pins. Pockets are at a good distance. Oh, perfect. Perfect size too. There's no such thing as too big pockets. I kind of think that there are, because if they're deeper than your hand touches, then you have to be like, oh, to grab whatever's in your pockets, and that's no good. Let's just cut it in the middle. Look at the poofiness. Find the center. When it comes to positioning the skirt on your top, I think it is important to find your true waist, if that's the waistline you're going for. And I want it even all around. How are we dealing with the gathers? Are we doing an even gather all around? Which, I don't know. I was kind of thinking about doing it a little different. Specific folds. Maybe something like this. Maybe. I have now been structuring this dress, and I just don't really like seeing these specific pleats. Maybe I should just do it more evenly gathered all around, if you know what I mean. And here I was trying to be a little different. That didn't work out. So all around. Okay, I just kind of repinned. So now it's more of an even gathered around. Instead of 3 pleats, we have many. And so I actually rather like this better. I think the back needs to come up like just half an inch. It's definitely a little more fairy tale-ish than I was going for. I was going for more elegance, walking on the beach, and I'm veering slightly into Disney princess. That's okay though. I almost feel a little nervous about doing this. I just altered a few things. It was a little bit uneven, so I took it out and I sewed it, fixed it. So now I think it is actually relatively good. I feel like this is a big project, but also, yeah, manageable. Although, I mean, it does take a while, you know. But if you're gonna get an amazing dress, you have to, you know, put the time and effort into doing it, right? We want to be really careful that we don't cut anything else. For the neckline, I wanted to actually put on a separate band. I thought I would try a different technique today. So let's measure how much we need. I'm debating whether I need a biased band or just a straight band. Straight would obviously be easier and require less fabric cutting at an angle. We are at 33, so like 34. Here is my neckline. I just sewed these together. I just zigzagged this edge. Now I'm going to press it and then sew right on the seam. I think this is going to make for a very nice neckline. Now I have this really nice seam here, right? And we're gonna fold it over, and this is gonna be the neckline. And someone's gonna look at this dress and be like, whoa, what a professional seamstress must have done this one. Nah, it's good to try new things, you know? Okay, this turned out beautiful in the front, but not beautiful in the back. See? So I'm gonna remove kind of the back piece and maybe add a separate back piece. Okay, so I removed the piece right on the back because I feel like there was too much tension. So I'm just gonna cut a new piece that goes along with the angle exactly of my back piece. Then it is. In the past, when I first started sewing, mic on. When I first started sewing clothes, you know, it's funny the curve, the learning curve, right? Because initially you're just so happy you get anything at all. You don't even care about specifics. You get a little better. You're like, oh, I want to try this technique. I want to get better. Initially though, if something didn't work out, I would get quite discouraged and quite annoyed and be like, do I really have to seam rip? And I would think about it, like if it's worth it. And now I almost always decide to fix it. Just because I know that that's just part of the process. I have that ingrained in my brain now. So it's not even a discussion in my brain. I mean, for the most part, unless it's something like really, really annoying. But, you know, if it's reasonable, it's just like, of course, we're gonna try to fix it, you know? And that is just something I have trained myself to think. Okay, I made this change. And now, look at the back. I mean, I wouldn't say that is absolutely perfect, but that's an improvement, right? I think this is really the last summer outfit I'm gonna be making this year. You know, except from, you know, skirt and some tops, you know, things that you can also wear in the fall. But this feels like such a summer piece. We're cruising. Okay, good morning, new day. Left this in this state. I came out here in the shop and I was like, wow, that looks, you know, pretty finished. Pretty nice. A lot of good details on here. So, What I'm going to be working on now is making a kind of a band to put down this way. And that's where the buttonholes will go. Band. Okay, I would say that is pretty good. Okay, I am debating about the sleeve situation. Now, I don't know if it's because it's almost fall, but I feel very tempted to make like a little bit of a balloon, like longer sleeve. But then I do like have to think practically as well. This is fundamentally a summer dress. And I live in Virginia where it is very hot and humid. And never in a million years would I put on a dress with relatively long sleeves in the summer. So even though I kind of feel like doing a longer sleeve, like something a little poofy, not too much, but a little bit, I just don't think it would be very practical. I think it would make me not reach for this dress. Okay, so now I have a little something to work from here. It's turning into quite the milkmaid's dress, doesn't it? I mean, maybe I should go all in, since I have some like more pleats in the skirt and I have this bodice, and maybe the arms should kind of reflect that too. Top of my... Okay, we are definitely moving along. I just did the sleeves. Okay, and now I'm debating about something. So I sewed them on. There's a very slight little ruffle, but not much, just a little bit. Okay, so here we have them kind of loosey, dreamy, like that. And then the other idea is to put a band. I just put a rubber band just to kind of bring it in a little bit. And the more I look at it, I just prefer this. Okay, these are the arms I settled on. These arms, oh my god. I was gonna do not the band because it was too big, and then I did one folding over without it. It just looked bad, so then I made a smaller band, and now I think it looks okay. You know, every time when I need to do buttons, I'm like, that's right, buttons. How do I do that? I need to refamiliarize myself with sewing buttonholes. Yeah, let's do it. In terms of where we want these buttons, I'm picturing something like, okay, one right up there. This is an important spot also. 3, 2, pretty much wanted to start right there. So on the top here, I'm doing things a little bit tighter. On the skirt, I'm going a little bit further apart. So I'm curious how this is going to go. I have done like 6 trial runs. Maybe we should do a few more, and I think I'm gonna start sewing them at the very bottom of the skirt. That way, if everything goes horribly, it is less, you know, I'll get some more practice before I reach the top. Maybe that's the way to put it. I mean, it looks good enough. It's a respectable buttonhole. It'll do. I'm hoping that there's so much going on with this dress, so when somebody looks at it or looks at me in it, they're not going to be like, that buttonhole should be up by, you know, 1/16 of an inch. Okay, I think they turned out reasonably good. So now I'm going to try not to destroy them further and open up the holes. Okay, I'm mostly concerned with lining like this line up and this line up. This one, and then I'll switch the hole. Okay, I finished this dress yesterday afternoon, and I have worn it since. I have taken it grocery shopping, I went on a walk, I've just kind of been wearing it around, and the more I wear it, the more I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I woke up this morning, went to my closet, opened it, and I was like, wow, that is a beautiful fabric, and just felt very happy about the whole thing. It struck me though, when I was in the grocery store, I felt like I was a character out of a movie, which is kind of what I wanted, but like I did not belong in this world, you know? I get that feeling very frequently when I wear clothes that I've made, like they're not of this, they're not for the normal world, you know? I just feel a little bit out of place. However, when I'm in my own world and I'm, you know, doing stuff, then it's fine. And I don't really care, but it's like a very jarring sort of feeling, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you have to wear a piece for a little while to really get a feel for it. And the one thing I just love so much is the buttons, and having a skirt that has an opening, you know, because I like to just not button it all the way down. So you have this little bit of leg, and it's just comfortable to walk in. And I have never done a skirt with buttons all the way down, and I really like that. So I'm gonna try not to do that with all of my skirts moving forward. Anyway, if you're interested in the dress guide, I'll put a link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any thoughts at all, please let me know. I love your comments. I just love them so much, and I read everyone and I try to answer to most of them. So just, yeah, let me know, and I hope you're doing well. Bye.